And that leads us to this fourth mindset the book talks about, which is the importance of challenging your prospects.
Ooh, okay. This one is interesting
Right.
because challenging can have kind of a negative connotation, can't it?
For sure.
Like, are we talking about being argumentative or something?
Not at all. Think of it more like the challenger sale approach, but without the aggression.
Okay, I see.
Some people associate with it.
Yeah.
It's about using your knowledge and empathy
Mm-hmm.
to gently guide someone toward what's truly best for them, even if it means having some uncomfortable conversations along the way.
Interesting.
And that brings us to this really fascinating distinction between kindness and niceness,
Oh, yeah.
which the book dives into.
I'm intrigued.
It's a really important one. The book argues that being a challenger, even ethically, takes kindness, not just niceness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of blows your mind, doesn't it? Like, we've all been taught that being nice is the goal,
Totally.
but the book is saying it can actually be, well, insincere.
Wow, okay.
It actually quotes Daniel Lubetzky, you know.
The kind snacks guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
He says, to be kind, you need to solve problems. You need to be honest. You need to have the strength to say what needs to be said.
Yeah. I like that. It's about having those tough conversations when they're necessary.
Right.
Not just sugarcoating things to avoid conflict.
Exactly. Niceness can sometimes be about avoiding those tough conversations
Right.
or trying to please everyone, even when it might not be in their best interest.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas kindness is about being truthful and upfront,
Right.
even when it's hard,
Yeah.
because you genuinely want what's best for them.
I see. So how does that play out in a sales situation?
Right.
I'm picturing someone telling a prospect, you know what? You don't actually need this.
Uh-huh.
And the prospect's like, okay. Thanks.
Yeah, it's not always that blunt, of course.
Okay.
It's more about having the courage to push back a little,
Mm-hmm.
to challenge their assumptions, even if it makes them a little uncomfortable at first,
Okay.
because you believe it will actually lead them to a better decision in the long run.
I see. That actually reminds me of this time I was buying a new phone.
Oh, yeah.
And the salesperson actually talked me out of getting the most expensive model.
Really?
They explained that, like, they had all these bells and whistles I wouldn't use.
Right.
And they recommended a cheaper phone that actually fit my needs better.
That's awesome.
It was.
That's a perfect example of the challenger sale done right.
Yeah.
They challenged your assumptions, guided you towards a decision that was truly in your best interest,
Yeah.
even though it probably meant a smaller commission for them.
And you know what? I was so impressed by their honesty
Right.
that I actually became a loyal customer.
Wow, that's the power of that approach.
Did.
It's not just about closing one deal.
Right.
It's about building trust
Yeah.
and a relationship that lasts.
Totally.
And that brings us to the fifth and final mindset the book highlights,
Okay.
which is all about adopting a long-term perspective.
Ooh, interesting. Tell me more about this long-term perspective.
Well, it's about shifting your focus
Hmm.
from chasing those quick wins
Okay.
to building something sustainable,
I see.
recognizing that those, manipulative tactics
Yeah.
might get you a sale today,
Right?
but they'll damage your reputation in the long run
It's true.
and erode trust.
It's like that saying, you can fool some of the people all of the time, all of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all of the people all of the time.
Aha, exactly. Sooner or later, those unethical tactics are going to catch up to you.
For sure.
Building a successful and ethical sales career is a marathon, not a sprint.
Makes sense.
It takes discipline
Yeah.
and commitment.
Okay, so how do you actually cultivate that long-term mindset? What specific advice does the book give?
Well, one of the key things it emphasizes is investing in relationships,
Okay.
both with your prospects and your colleagues.
So it's not just about the individual transactions.
Right.
It's more about building a network of people who trust and respect you.
Exactly. It's about becoming a valuable resource for people, someone they can rely on
Yeah.
for honest advice and guidance.
That makes me think about the power of referrals.
Right.
When you have those strong relationships, your clients basically become your biggest advocates.
They do. Word of mouth marketing is incredibly powerful,
So true.
and it all stems from those genuine connections you build.
It's not just about instant gratification.
Right.
It's about understanding that the seeds you plant today
Yeah,
might not actually bear fruit for months or even years.
exactly.
So it requires a certain level of patience
It does.
and trust in the process.
Trust in the process. Yeah,
But the rewards are worth it, right?
absolutely. When you operate from a place of ethics and integrity,
Yeah.
You're building a foundation for long-term success.
Right.
That's way more stable
Mm.
and fulfilling
Yeah.
than anything you could achieve through shortcuts or manipulation.
What's really striking me is that these mindsets,
Yeah.
they aren't just for salespeople, are they?
No.
It's for anyone who interacts with other human beings.
It is.
Whether you're a teacher or a doctor, a parent,
Mm-hmm.
or just a friend,
Right.
these principles can help you build stronger and more authentic relationships.
I couldn't agree more. At its core, ethical behavior
Yeah.
is about treating others with respect,
Hmm.
kindness,
Yeah.
and empathy.
Right.
It's about approaching every interaction
Mm-hmm.
with the intention of making a positive impact,
Yeah.
even in small ways.
So we've been talking about being a good person forever,
Right.
But this book actually gives us concrete ways to apply it to our work lives,
Totally.
which is pretty cool.
It is. And it brings us back to that core idea
Mm.
that seems to run through the whole book,
Yeah.
shifting our focus from selling to serving,
Right.
really embracing that.
Putting the other person first,
Exactly.
even if it means walking away from a deal.
Yeah. It's powerful stuff.
It is. And that ties back to everything we've been talking about.
It does.
Intention, authenticity, that challenger approach.
Uh-huh.
It's all about serving others.
It all comes down to that, yeah. And what's interesting?
But that's-
when you genuinely focus on serving your prospects,
Yeah.
the sales often follow naturally.
Oh, interesting.
People can sense when you're genuinely trying to help them,
Right.
and that builds trust and credibility
Makes sense.
in a way that no sales pitch or technique ever could.
So it's not about throwing out all sales strategies.
Right.
It's about using them ethically
Exact.
with the right intention.
Ethical selling isn't just a set of rules
Mm.
or a way to stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
It's a much deeper shift in how you see your role.
Okay.
You're not just there to close deals.
Right.
You're a guide, a consultant, a
Mm.
problem solver who actually wants to see your prospects succeed.
I love that. What I'm taking away from this is
Yeah,
it's not even just about being a better salesperson.
right.
It's about being a better person.
Totally.
It's about bringing those values,
Mm-hmm.
kindness, empathy, integrity
Mm-hmm.
to all our interactions,
Yeah.
not just the ones where money's involved.
Couldn't have said it better myself. At the end of the day, ethical selling, it's a way of life.
I like that.
It's about building relationships based on trust, respect,
Yeah.
mutual benefit. I mean, who wouldn't want that in all parts of their life?
This deep dive has been amazing.
It has.
I feel like we've only scratched the surface.
There's so much more to explore.
But before we wrap up,
Yeah.
I want to leave our listeners with something to ponder.
Okay.
Think back on your own experiences buying something. When did a salesperson really help you?
Right.
What made that interaction so special? Let us know.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your thoughts.
And as you go about your week, challenge yourself.
Okay.
Try bringing these mindsets,
Mm-hmm.
intention, authenticity, and service
Yeah,
to all your interactions. You might be surprised at what happens.
totally. It can make a real difference.
Such a good point. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep selling